Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle at the 15, to the 20, breaks free, the 25 to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up? What up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this TGI Mickey Ficky Friday. It's the weekend, the Memorial Day weekend, baby. And I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. Now, listen, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. If you're not following us on Facebook, what? Go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning and like that page as well. So not only are you following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, come on, man. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell right next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show when Sports Zone Chicago is going live. You get it? You got it? Good. Now, if you're watching us on our mobile app, please don't tell me you didn't know we had a mobile app. Come on, man. Listen, we have a mobile app. So here's what you do. You go to wherever you get your apps from. It doesn't matter where you get your apps from. Just go there, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Venture, Woolworths, Weebles, Gold Blast. Doesn't matter where you get them from, all right? You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it. You take us with you on the go, so not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, and not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on a Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And you better ask somebody. We have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's our channel right to your television. Put it there next to Netflix, Hulu, Apple, HBO, Prime, Stars, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus. Put it right there. Put it smack dab in the middle. And you can watch us on the big screen. Hell, we're on a big screen, right? Mickey Ficky now. You can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me. Want to know what I did? Well, here's what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Akai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IG and you do it just for the gram, well, just follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. Man, we got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or our mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen, incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks. And like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Man, I'm fired up. Let's see who we got going in the chat. Patty Lara is starting it off early. What up, Patty? Thank you so much. Oh, Jeremiah is looking. All right, let me say good morning, Jeremiah and Dito. And I know Dito's at school, but hey, Jeremiah and Dito, good morning. Thank you for checking it out. My man Cornelius Squall's in the house. What's up, Papa? How are you? Be Smooth is in the house. What's going on, Papa? My man Armando Emeterio. Lara Jr., my man Junior's in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Man, Michonne Wall's in the house. Good morning, Papa. TJF morning, my loyal subjects. Luis Mejia's in the house. Good morning, Papa. Rise and grind, baby. It is Friday, man. Let me tell you something. It's been one hell of a week. All right. It's just been, I just need this fucking week to be over, bro. It's just been one hell of a week. You know, it just has been. It just has been. Lord have mercy. Whew. But, Levette Lee, she's in the house. Good morning, Ma. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. And listen, I don't know a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. This, my peoples, I can promise you. Man, we got a good show for you today to wrap up this Memorial Day, this Memorial Day weekend. At 9:30, we have Josh Hicks. All right. We're going to talk a little NBA playoffs. Woo-wee. Man, oh, man, oh, man. They are getting good. They're getting fire. I'm excited. Oh, man. Good tea. Not my best tea, but good. Yeah. Definitely not my best, but still good cup of tea. But I'm excited. And then we got baseball talk. And then we'll close out the show. We have Bears talk. A lot of Bears talk. A lot of Bears stuff going on. OTAs just wrapped up yesterday at Hallis Hall. And the youngster had some problems. I don't know if I should. But do we want the youngster having problems? Because if he doesn't, that means that defense that we have, who's going into the third year with the same play caller, same scheme, the whole nine, they're not confusing them. Yeah. So, okay. I will talk about it, Luis. I'll talk about it a little later. What happened yesterday at OTAs. James Ford in the house. Good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Man, we got great stuff. So Josh Hicks, 9:30. All right. Coming on, talking NBA playoffs. Man, I'm a little fired up about it. Boston Celtics. The T-Wolves. Okay. And the Nuggets. I like it. I like it a lot. We're going to talk about it with Josh at 9:30. But listen, guys, you know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Let's see. Which way do we go? 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 Top of the morning. I know which way we're going. Not this one. You get out of here. You get out of here. White Sox. Oh. Does this surprise anyone, though? Come on. The White Sox fall to the Baltimore Orioles in controversial, not shield, controversial fashion. 8-6. Mike Clevenger, he got the loss. He's 0-3 on the year. He went 4 2/3. Oh, what the heck was that? 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 Ks. Tommy Pham, 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs, 6th and 7th of the year. I'm sorry, he had a 2-bagger. He had a double 7th of the year, and he drove in his 12th RBI of the season. Andrew Benintendi, 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs, driving in his 16th and 17th RBIs of the season. Gavin Sheets was 1 for 2, driving in his 14th of the year. And Andrew Vaughn was 1 for 4, driving in his 16th run of the season. You know, the game ended on a baloney call. Horrible call. Par for the course. If I'm Pedro Grifol, I am pissed. And he was out there defending his boys yesterday. But man, that was a god awful call. Yeah, I'm not here. Let's check it out. Oh damn, it's a long one. That's all right. We'll check it out.
Benintendi pops it up on the infield. And Henderson will make the catch. They called infield fly rule. No, they called interference.
They're calling him out. I believe they're calling the game over.
Wait a minute. They're calling game over. They're saying Andrew Vaughn interfered with Henderson at short. So they're calling Vaughn out. Let's take a look at this, Steve.
Well, Andrew did not do anything intentionally to deal at all with Henderson because he never saw him. Look, he doesn't know where Henderson is. Henderson's in back of him.
And he's just going back to the bag.
And he chooses to go around him. You got to go back to the bag.
No, they can't end the game like this.
Well, it's an infield fly rule, and
no way.
This would be an unbelievable ending.
Adrian Johnson, as the crew chief, you got to take over here. That cannot be how this game ends. They called infield fly rule, and then they called Andrew Vaughn out at second for obstructing Henderson at short.
But that's a terrible call. Andrew had no idea where he was, and Henderson went around him. He didn't interfere. He made the catch. It was an automatic out anyway. This is a horrible ending to this game.
We've seen some bad calls this season. That is one of the worst calls I have ever seen.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning. That clip courtesy of NBC Sports Chicago. That was a horrible, horrible call. So here's why it's horrible. Here's exactly why it's horrible. They said it's interference on the runner. Okay? Interference on the runner. Runners run at their own risk. Infield fly rule. Runners run at your own risk. So the batter's automatically out. Okay? The batter's automatically out. Andrew Vaughn was just walking back to the bag. You saw him. He wasn't looking. He didn't look over his shoulder and say, "Oh, let me go get in his way." He saw the ball in the air. He realized it was the infield fly rule. All right. He just walks back to the bag. That's all he did, was walking back to the bag. And the infielder went around him, but he has a right to get back to the bag. And the infielder caught it. So there wasn't interference. All right, you got to let the guy go. You have to let the guy get back to the bag. I don't know. It was horrible. It was a horrible call. Man. What a way to, and it was 8-6, runners on first and second, 1 out. They got the infield fly rule, the interference, that's 2 more outs, game over. Horrible. Anyway, the White Sox host the Baltimore Orioles again tonight on the South Side. Corbin Burns is on the bump for the Orioles. He's 4-2 with a 2.56 ERA. He's going up against Chris Flexen, who's on the bump for the good guys. He's 2-4 with a 5.48 ERA. First pitch is at 6:40. That game tonight is on Apple TV Plus, or you can listen to it on the flagship station, AM 1000. What a horrible, horrible, horrible way to lose. Keeping it moving. The next top of the morning topic, the Cubs. Yeah, they had a rough one yesterday too. The Cubs fall to the ATL, fall to the Braves 3-0. Whew. This was a tough run. Ben Brown, he got the start. He got a no decision. 4 innings, 1 hit, a shutout ball, 2 walks, 6 punch outs. Suzuki was 2 for 4. Ian Happ and Dansby Swanson each 1 for 4. All right, the Braves leave town, thank goodness, for the Cub fans. And here come the hated Cardinals. So today, the Cubs host the Cardinals for a weekend set at Wrigley Field. Shota Imanaga. He's probably at this point, I would say he's probably the best pitcher in baseball. He's 5-0 with a 0.84 ERA. On the bump for the North Side, he's going up against Miles Mikolas, who's 3-5 with a 5.77 ERA. First pitch tonight is at 7:15 p.m. You can catch that game on the Marquee Network, or you can listen to it on their flagship station, 670 a.m. Cubs got to get back. Atlanta's tough. Atlanta's one of the best teams in baseball. One of the best teams in baseball. Excuse me. Pardon me. All right. Just tough. All right. Atlanta is 29-18. Okay. Second place in the East behind Philly. A little better than the Cubs, 27-24. You know, what are they going to do with Hendricks? There's a lot of question marks going on in that Chicago Cubs clubhouse. But you know what? We could talk about that a little later. Let's see who else is checked in. Who else is checked in? Let's see. Cornelius. I thought I saw my man Plank in the house. Good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. So let's move to the next one. The next top of the morning topic is a nice one. Guy, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Yay. This guy, they beat the New York Liberty, the undefeated New York Liberty, 90-81 yesterday at Wintrust Arena. Marina Mabry, she led the way with 21.6 rebounds, 7 assists. Chi-Town Barbie herself, Angel Reese, 13 points, 9 rebounds, just shy of a triple-double. Dana Evans led the way, or also contributed 12 points in the winning effort. Really big signature win for the Sky. Okay, this team is undefeated. It's one of the better teams in the WNBA. Former Chicago Sky, Courtney Vandersloot, reigning MVP, is Ionescu. She's on the New York Liberty as well. So big win. And actually, Coach Teresa Witherspoon played for the New York Liberty years ago. So awesome win for the girls. Really happy for them. I keep saying girls, it's the young ladies. Really happy for them. And remember, they're still without Camila Cardoso. Okay, Camila Cardoso is scheduled to come back the 1st. That's next Saturday against the Indiana Fever. Man, I can't even imagine what those tickets are going for. Can't even imagine what those tickets are going for. But staying with the Sky, the Chicago Sky, they host the Connecticut Sun on Saturday at Wintrust Arena. So on your Memorial Day weekend, you want to go check out a women's basketball game, head to the South Loop. All right, tip-off is at 7 p.m. Central Time, and you can catch that game on the Marquee Network. So here's a chance for the girls to pick up another win here. Connecticut Sun is pretty good. However, so are we. Okay, so are the girls. So it's good to see. Have a couple tough matchups right off the bat. Test their mettle early. And they're doing well, especially without Camila Cardoso. Wait till she comes back. Again, she's scheduled to come back on Saturday, a week from tomorrow, June 1st, against the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark. That game sold out. Tickets are going on the secondary market for starting at $300. Starting at $300 for that. That is insane. Insanity, I tell you. Well, listen. Yesterday, the Bears wrapped up OTAs yesterday at Hallis Hall, and the rookie had a rough day. We're going to talk about it later. About 10 o'clock, we're going to talk about that. The rookie had a rough day. Only completed, 6-7 passes and 7-on-7. That according to CHGO. He's struggling. But again, would you rather the defense struggle? Because the offense had a good day the other day. They had a good day. What's this? Like Thursday, Tuesday. Offense had a good day Tuesday. Defense had a really good day Thursday. So I am more than okay with the defense confusing a rookie. But here's another thing. This is another top of the morning topic. All right. Several key players missed the voluntary workouts. And I put voluntary in quotes. Okay. Keenan Allen missed. All right. Montez Sweat missed OTAs as well. Nate Davis, Darnell Wright, and Velus Jones Jr. It's voluntary. And here's, check this out. When asked about the people missing yesterday, Coach Eberflus said something that was really, really dumb. And it was a bold-faced lie. He said, we don't take attendance here at voluntary OTAs. Really? Really? You don't take attendance at OTAs? Really? You think we're going to believe you? You don't take attendance at OTAs? Voluntary OTAs? Come on, man. Just say it's voluntary. They're not here. They're not required to be here. We're not worried about it. That's simple. Don't look me in the eye, piss on my shoes, and tell me it's raining. All right? Come on. We're not naive. All right? Come on. Just keep it a buck with us. You know what I mean? I'm not asking for anything crazy. We understand it. You're not obligated to talk about injuries. Okay? You're not. Just keep it a buck, man. All right? I hope Nate Davis is okay. I hope, last year he had the family situation that ended up his mother was sick. She ended up passing away, which is why he was gone a lot of the beginning of the season. Definitely OTAs, training camp, all that stuff. I hope he's okay. I hope there's nothing similar to last year. Goodness gracious, I hope there's nothing similar to last year. Okay? I hope not. Darnell Wright, he's okay. I would have liked all of them to be there. See, but here's the thing. Look at this. You're at OTAs. You don't do anything at OTAs. You got your same offensive line coach, Darnell Wright, Nate Davis. Okay, so you understand that. Montez Sweat. What are they doing? They're not padded up. They're not, going live. I get it. You're a vet. Keenan Allen, I would have liked to have him there, but he's another veteran. Okay, I'm not worried about Keenan Allen. Velus Jones, yeah, I think I would have liked for him to have been there. Definitely would have liked that. So, but again, it is voluntary. So you can't get mad at him. I remember when they asked Edgerrin James years ago, like, why weren't you at voluntary workouts? He's like, because I went to college and I understand what the word voluntary means. The edge. Let's wrap this up because we got a couple more, and then my guy Josh Hicks is going to join us and talk about these last two top of the morning topics. NBA Eastern Conference Finals, Game 2 yesterday, Boston in Beantown beats the Indiana Pacers 126-110. Boston leads the series 2-0. 2-0. It's looking like we thought it would be. Boston's tough. They really just got to go to Indy and beat and win one. All right. Game 3 is Saturday at Indiana. Tip-off is at 7:30 p.m. Central. In the Western Conference Finals, Game 2 tonight. Dallas at Minnesota. Tip-off is 7:30 Central. Dallas leads that series 1-0. They were able to steal that opening game. This is a must-win for Minnesota. All right, that game's on TNT and on True TV. It's a must-game for Minnesota. You cannot go back to Dallas down 2-0 because literally all Dallas has to do is split. They have home court advantage. They'll have 2 games if they win today. Wow. So we'll see how it plays out. But listen, we're going to take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, our guy Josh Hicks is going to join us. We're going to continue talking about NBA, the NBA playoffs, the conference finals. Whew. These games have been good, and if today's game is anything like the last game in the game one of the Western Conference Finals, I suggest you follow the advice of our old Uncle Hawk Harrelson. Sit back, relax, and strap it down because it's going to be another good one. All right, so keep it locked right here. Josh Hicks up next on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
And there's one away. Swing and a miss. Olsen is gone. Brown registers his first strikeout.
Pitch right there. That'll create some conversation in the Braves dugout. Nasty curveball, man. I thought I was on. Disappeared.
And a 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Brown allows the first 2 to reach and then gets Ozuna. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Here comes. And a swing and a miss. And Brown registers his 3rd strike.
Hitters.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
Strikeout number 4.
Jade Smith Shawver. Popped up. Albies can't find it. And it lands on the dirt. Tachman will stop at 3rd.
Windy, sunny day at Wrigley. Albies can't find it, looking for help. Nobody there to provide support.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those were the Northsiders. Unfortunately, that sun wasn't too much of a help for them. They fall 3-0 to the Braves of the ATL up on the north side yesterday. But as I said, they welcome the Cardinals today for a weekend set in the friendly confines. What other things are going on over the weekend I'm excited about? That's the NBA playoffs. And we saw Boston take a 2-0 lead yesterday. And game 2 of the Western Conference Finals is today. Can the T-Wolves get on the board or not? Don't go back to Dallas down 2-0. So my first guest is going to talk. We're going to talk a lot about that. And I'm excited to talk to him. Man, he's been rocking with us for years. You can find him on Twitter, all right, at Josh M. Hicks Media. Guys, let's welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Josh Hicks. Josh, what's up, Papa? How are you? Good morning.
Good morning to you, Shawn. Long time no see. Hope all is well.
Things are going well, Papa. Things are going well. Thank you. And likewise, hope things are good for you too.
No doubt. No doubt.
Well, big time playoffs. Boston looks like Boston. Game 1 was a little touch and go there. Needed Jaylen Brown's 3 at the end to send it to OT, but that's all right. They handled them in OT. In yesterday's game, Boston looked like they're in control. Though they came in, they played. I'm not saying Indiana lay down by any stretch. It was back and forth for a little while, but Boston took over and just ran away and held on. I don't want to say held on. They put it away comfortably late. Talk to me about that series. Do you think that Indiana can come back down 2-0, or did they need to win one in Boston?
Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to ever have that chance when your best player is out for the rest of for pretty much looks like going to be potentially the rest of the series. Tyrese Halliburton hurting that hamstring, and it's the same hamstring he's been hurting all throughout this season. When you re-injure when you re-injure yourself in the same area, it's not always good, especially if it's a soft tissue type of injury. Those things linger on. You got to be very careful with those injuries because they can be a lot worse if you continue to play on it and not take care of it. So at this point, even though this is the biggest stage that the team has been in literally over a decade, unfortunately, that's your best player that's going through that injury. It's not like another potentially bench player that can potentially that can step up. So without Tyrese Halliburton, he goes where the Pacers go, and the Pacers aren't going to go pretty far considering that they play a fast-paced offense. Their defense is already suspect, and when Boston is rolling like that, and you don't have your best player on the opposite end of the court, it's going to be that much more difficult to climb over the hump. So I don't expect the Pacers to really come back in this series at all. They can definitely win at least one of their 2 games at home because it's always hard to play in front of those fans in Indianapolis. But Naptown, unfortunately, is not going to be able to see any not much success with this series, and it may be a gentleman's sweep if things go the way that Boston they can go for Boston.
So has he been ruled out completely for the rest of the series? Is that what it is? Because I know you mentioned the issue with soft tissue injuries. You tweak it the wrong way, you look at it the wrong way, and man, you're done for a while.
Right.
What's the status on him? Is he going to try and play? Is he going to get some electronic stem and ice? What are they going to do for Halliburton, or is he just done?
There's no report as of yet on that. We just know that head coach Rick Carlisle made it known in his press conference last night that at the end of the day, they're going to just use today to really evaluate what's going to happen, and we'll see more information on Saturday if he's going to be able to play. But when you talk about re-injuring a sensitive injury like that in a hamstring, that has always been something that he's lingered throughout the entire year. It kept him out for a while during the season. It's not a guarantee he's going to be back for the season. I mean, for the series. I mean, you can look at OG Anunoby and his injury that took place with the Knicks. You know, how it lingered for a few games. And when he came back, he wasn't 100% to the point where he only played for the first few 4, 5, 6 minutes of the game, and he couldn't play the rest of the game. And that event, unfortunately, was the game that the Pacers took over that series and won the series on the Knicks' home floor. So just because of the fact that it's such a sensitive injury, and it's an injury you cannot take lightly, the same leg that he's been hurting all season long, I really don't expect Tyrese Halliburton to come back the rest of this series. I know he will do everything he can to come back, and the Pacers will do everything that they can to make sure that he can. But with that type of an injury, that's an injury you don't want to mess with, and he can really make worse if he continues to play on it and is not treated correctly, knowing that this is going to the team is already behind the 8 ball with this series. And we have to also counter in the fact that Kristaps Porzingis has been out this whole time. He's supposed to come back in game 4. So that additional piece for the Boston Celtics, it just seems like the rich get richer at the right time. And, it's the right time for the Celtics to get richer, bringing back their as one of their big three players to go against the Indiana Pacers team that's already down.
And another thing that really doesn't help matters much in that series is you look at the schedule. You look at the schedule. It's Tuesday, then Thursday, then Saturday, then Monday, then Wednesday. It's literally every other day. So you don't get a 2-day break because obviously the NBA wants every day, Eastern Conference, Western Conference, Eastern Conference, Western Conference. They want to monopolize the days every single day. And with no extra day, it's going to be really, really tough for Tyrese Halliburton. And without him, man, it's wow. It is an insurmountable obstacle, I think, without Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, there's just no way. I don't see any way, shape, or form that Indiana has a shot. They're going to fight, but man, I think that he's going to try and play with it. I know they've given him electric stimulation a lot. I'm sure since the game ended, iced it, stemmed it. Probably do the same and probably going to wrap it up, but he's not going to be half the player that he can be. And hopefully he doesn't hurt it too bad, because then his season will be over. He'll be able to rehab in the summer, but you just don't want to go into the summer like that. And that really sucks for Indiana, because I thought Indiana had a good chance to beat Boston. But man, with Tyrese hurt like that, it doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't look good at all. And when you talk about the history of hamstrings, I know I mentioned OG Anunoby and his situation that really started the trajectory of where the Knicks were really going to go downhill in the series against the Pacers. But even look at someone like James Harden last season or a couple seasons ago when he was with the Brooklyn Nets, and how that injury with his hamstring, he played, but he literally did not do much. he didn't play any defense. He scored single-digit points, and he could barely move. I know Tyrese Halliburton is the best player on that team, and they go where he goes. But if you put him out there, he can't give you anything. You have to wonder if it's that much of an asset to have him out there, even though he really may not be able to give you everything, considering that he is predominantly most of your offense. He's the one that pushes the pace. He's the one that scores when they need him to score. He's the facilitator. He gets others involved. It's hard to do that and be a defensive stopper on the perimeter when you can't move. So it's just something to think about. It's unfortunate for sure, but do you want to risk that, knowing that at the end of the day, even though we know Tyrese Halliburton is going to do everything he can to get on the court, you may or may not get the same production that you're used to seeing someone who was an All-NBA talent this year, someone who became an All-Star, someone who literally helped put the Indiana Pacers and that town as a whole back on the map. That's something that unfortunately you have to risk and figure out if it's really worth taking that risk. And I don't know if it is at this point.
Yeah, guys, we're joined by Josh Hicks. We're talking little NBA playoffs right here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. So, looks like Boston has a nice little cakewalk into the finals. Talk to me before we go to the Western Conference. Talk to me about Boston, though. Like, what's their deal? Because if they win it, well, weren't they supposed to win it? And if they lose it, damn, they were supposed to win it. So is this like really like a no-win situation for Boston? Because if they win it, it's like, yeah, well, you had the best team. You shoulda. But they'll get a whole bunch of flack if they don't. Your thoughts?
Oh yeah, they're doomed either way. Because at the end of the day, you really don't have that many more excuses. Not just because of the fact that you were the number one team in the Eastern Conference, and not just the fact that you have the resources there. You're coming off of 2 back-to-back seasons where at least one of them you made the finals and lost, and then you got swept out in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Miami Heat, the AC Jimmy Butler-led Miami Heat team in a Game 7 that you lost at home. You were expected for the past couple seasons at least to be able to make the NBA Finals, and not just make the NBA Finals, but win it. Now you're back in the same position again, where you're 2 games away from going back to the NBA Finals. You have no choice but to finish this series out. And when you go to the NBA Finals, you have a good chance of playing. You're not playing the Denver Nuggets. They're out. They're not in the Western Conference anymore. Your best bet is probably playing either a sizeless Dallas Mavericks team or the Minnesota Timberwolves, who does have the size and advantages, but the inexperience. You have both on your side right now if you're the Boston Celtics. This is literally your best chance to win in the NBA Finals, especially when you talk about having Jalen Brunson and Jason Tatum on your team, whom you know as that dynamic duo is as dynamic as ever, but has failed to deliver in the biggest moments when they needed to deliver. And this is the best chance now for them to do that, knowing that they have that experience under the belt for the tenure that they've been there. So, yeah, they have to win it. There's doomed that they do, if doomed that they don't type of situation, because it really is a championship or bust season. You put your all into this team. You got Kristaps Porzingis. You got Drew Holiday. You have Derek White continuing to emerge and others coming off the bench. You went and got that big man help. You have no excuses now. The resources are there. It's time for you to get it done, and that's what the greats do.
It'll be their 18th NBA title if they're able to take it all the way. But they need 2 more wins in this series, and then whoever comes out of the West. Let's move over to the West. The T-Wolves, man, they are exciting. They are young. They are exciting. And the Dallas Mavericks, who I don't know how they got here. Like I see, okay, I understand Luka, okay. I understand Kyrie, okay. But they got a whole bunch of no-name role players. Some names we actually know. Daniel Gafford is one of them that we know. Yeah, wouldn't he look good on the Bulls? But I digress. A whole bunch of role players, and I want to give the head coach a tip of the cap, because what you do, the way teams are great is once you define your roles for every player, whether it's your superstar or the 12th man on the bench, okay, give them defined roles and tell them, I need you to do this and this only. These guys know exactly what they need to do, and they do it. From Kyrie to Luka, like I said, to Daniel Gafford, to Conley. How are they doing this without a lot of size? And I mean, Gafford's he's a taller guy, and he's long, brings a lot of energy, but how are they doing it with that lack of size?
Defense. At the end of the day, the Dallas Mavericks were a top 5 defense into the playoffs and into the heading into the playoffs coming off the All-Star break. Kyrie and Luka Doncic, yes, they figured it out. Okay, they figured out how to play together with each other, which is great. That's what you want out of your dynamic backcourt that you have. But the key to this is also not just Jason Kidd's coaching and leadership, because Jason Kidd is the defensive-minded coach, as well as what he knows, and he knows how to play with greats, so he knows how to pair and create an offense that fits scoring abilities. But at the same time, you have to credit Kyrie Irving. He's one of the only people on this team that actually has been to the NBA Finals and won a championship, aside from Jason Kidd, who's the head coach. So when you talk about having that type of veteran leadership, knowing that he is still an all-time great, we talk about playoff performances. When you talk about getting the job done, especially offensively on the floor, he's already a force that you can reckon with. But when you have the leadership to bring others along with you, and especially those younger guys and those role players that you mentioned that have not made it to the NBA Finals before, that speaks volume to you having control of that locker room from a player and leadership perspective. And it's not just the other role players that's rolling with him. Luka's right behind his tail too. And the fact that Luka is following Kyrie Irving in this, you can tell Luka's ready to help take that mantle. Kyrie Irving talked about post-game with the TNT crew about how him talking with Luka Doncic and Luka's presser, he said, I knew I had to step up. I had a bad half. I had a bad game. Kyrie was going to work. I can't let that brother down because he knows what he's leading us in these efforts to get us to where we're trying to go. And to have as great of a star as Luka Doncic is, follow that leadership, that's going to help elevate and get the other players and galvanize the others to roll with you. And that's something that can't be unnoticed. Kyrie Irving is having his stamp as a leader on this team. And over the season, players have raved about it, but it's showing on the court because to put up that type of a performance and to get others like Luka involved, Tim Hardaway Jr. to get involved, the other young guys like Josh Green to come along, that's going to speak volumes. And it shows on the court, not just offensively, but defensively, which for years we have known as the Dallas Mavericks to be very good offensively, but suspect defensively. You can't say that about them this year.
Remember years ago when Kyrie and LeBron were together in Cleveland and LeBron wasn't doing jack spit all season. He was like, you do it. You take the big shot. You take the last shot. You close it out. You do this. You do that. And everyone was like, why are you doing it? What is going on? Oh, LeBron can't do it. What he was doing was literally letting Kyrie fail, letting him succeed, letting him fail, getting him comfortable with taking that shot, getting him comfortable with being that dude down the stretch. And now it seems to me that Kyrie is in a much better place personally and professionally. Before he just seemed to have too much going on. All right. And at times he'd miss games. Well, I got to miss game because of this. Remember his sister's birthday or something. You know what I mean? All these different things that, he missed games for whatever reason caused a distraction. Last few years, Kyrie has been in a good spot, and it's a good thing to see where he is laser focused on basketball. Because one, his handle is stupid. Like his handle is just unbelievably ridiculous.
Yep.
All right, just boom, 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 cross behind, cross, hezzy. Like, what are you doing? I mean, he's putting people on skates, and then the ice water going through his veins at the end. It's easy to see why Luka looks up to him. It's very easy to see why he looks up to him. But let's talk about their opponent. All right, the T-Wolves. They haven't been there 20 years since KG and Stefan. Before he went to Japan and became a hero, or China, wherever he went. But anyway, talk to me about two guys, obviously. Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, and Karl Anthony Towns. Seems like it's Ant-Man's team now, and Karl Anthony Towns is okay with it. He loves being Robin.
That's exactly what you're saying. Ant-Man has emerged, and he's been emerging throughout his career. This shouldn't be a surprise. He's been emerging throughout his career. But as soon as he got on Team USA, that changed the whole demographic for where and the trajectory of where he was going. He knew how to be a leader, and he learned what he needed to do, the work ethic he needed to put in to help elevate his game. And it gave him the confidence to know that I'm on Team USA, and throughout this World Cup, I am showing that I am the best player on this Team USA team. I can go against anybody in the world. Having that confidence to bring back into the league, he took that leadership role with the Timberwolves this year, and the team knew, okay, where he goes, we got to go. And Karl Anthony Towns knew that. He got on board. Everybody else went on board. And Anthony Edwards said, all right, let's roll because I'm ready to do this. And he is taking this team to higher heights. And the best thing about it is not just everybody knowing the roles and accepting it, but Ant-Man being vocal and telling us we know this is what it has to be in order for this to work. If I mess up, that's on me. His accountability and his leadership on the floor, him admitting, I played bad. The last series, I played bad. I was flat. I can't come out like that way. This last game, we were flat. We can't do that anymore. And him having that accountability is huge. But Karl Anthony Towns to come on board and say and realize, yeah, this really ain't my team anymore. If I want I cannot be the number one guy, but I know I could be a number 1A. I know I could be a 1B. Let me let the young guy take over and let me help him where he needs help outside of that, wherever he needs help in. And that's really has been the calling card. And not to mention, I think you talked about obviously the importance of Anthony Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns, which of course they're the two-headed monster. Don't get it twisted. And obviously Rudy Gobert has been good as well. But it's a lot of these role players that's taken up too. Jaden McDaniels of the world. Mike Conley is huge, considering that the Timberwolves traded for him mid-season and said, "Hey, this situation with D'Angelo Russell ain't working. Come on over here." And boom, he's been the perfect fit for them, the perfect veteran fit for that point guard position, and has come up clutch in big-time moments when you needed him the most. So it's obviously a team effort, but we know this is Ant-Man's team, and we know that Ant-Man is ready to take on the mantle. But it helps when you have guys like Rudy Gobert, who's the Defensive Player of the Year, Karl-Anthony Towns, who we know is unstoppable as a stretch four in this league, and you have other role players stepping up into their roles like the Mike Conleys and the Jaden McDaniels, the Kyle Andersons, and the Nas Reeds has a Sixth Man of the Year coming off the bench for the Timberwolves as well. When you have a cohesive effort with a head coach and Chris Finch that has no problem getting in your grill and telling you about yourself and helping this team improve and hold players accountable and to improve themselves, that's a recipe for championship basketball. And that's what you are seeing right now being implemented every night with the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Guys, we're joined by Josh Hicks talking NBA playoffs here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. What do they need to do? I was gassed. He was gassed. They got to do something. How do they stop that? Because I don't care how good you are. I forgot who said it. Fatigue makes cowards of all men. And you can't play him the whole fourth quarter. Like, they have to do something else. If you look at all the stars back in the day, they sat out. You know, we'll go to Mike since we're here in Chicago. Mike would go out 3 or 4 minutes left in the third. All right, he'd go out. He'd have that time, all the timeouts in there and TV timeouts. Then he'd have the break between the third and fourth quarter. Then he sit out the first 4 or 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, and then boom, that was it. He's done. He's back. He's in the rest of the game. Do you anticipate Minnesota doing something like that with Ant-Man? Because they had it. I mean, we all saw it on TV. They had to see it. Do you anticipate them doing something like that? Because they need him. Need him down the stretch. Need him to be fresh.
Yeah, I can definitely see the Timberwolves doing that. Chris Finch has definitely made his mark as far as making adjustments throughout game to game, series to series, which is what even led to them winning and beating Denver in the last series. They made great adjustments to the point where not just Rudy Gobert was able to guard Joker, but you had Karl-Anthony Towns and Nas Reed really handling a lot of that weight because they're more flexible and versatile. But I can see them doing that. I can definitely see them trying to limit Anthony Edwards in certain ways, especially minutes-wise. I can see them, changing probably their substitution rotation to help aid to that. But let's also be serious here too. Anthony Edwards is the man that wants to play. He's a dog. He wants to be on the floor. So even though he's going to get his rest, he's also going to fight to stay on the floor too. So it's also up to Anthony Edwards to put himself in a position where he can't get tired. He has to be able to endure what is required of him. And I know he can do that because he's shown that he can do that. Whenever he has a bad game, he's always come back with a combative performance. And that's something that I expect for him to do this upcoming game. It's going to be a combination of an effort for it to be done with some of those coaching adjustments. But Anthony Edwards knows he is a star in this league, and he knows what that takes. He is going to have to adjust himself to how he plays maybe, so that way he can stay in this game all throughout the fourth quarter and give the Timberwolves the best chance to win, knowing that he could be on the floor in a much refresher state. So it definitely goes both ways on this. It's not just the coaching staff. Anthony Edwards has to make adjustments too, and even some of the ways that he plays, because he's a complete. He reminds me a little bit of that Russell Westbrook, where he's going to be constantly nonstop full court pressure. And as great as that is, and the standard of what that is, he has to make sure he conditions himself as well to be able to play that consistently, and I think he'll do a better job of that with this next game.
Yeah, I also think the coaching, and you're right, it falls on both, but the coaching has to say, hey, listen, you're sitting out the first 3 of the 4th, all right? Because here's the great part. He doesn't just play offense.
Mm-hmm.
Go figure in today's game. This dude is on the defensive end. He's making steals. All right, he's blocking shots. He's getting in the passing lane. This dude is really a well-rounded and all-around basketball player. All right, so he's expending energy on both ends, and you're right. He's got to say, okay, maybe this time down the court, I'll let Cat do something, or we'll get it to Rudy Gobert or Conley or something. He's got to pick his spots where he's more of a facilitator or a decoy than always trying to be that dude. Because if they don't adjust his minutes, and when he comes off the court, he definitely needs to make sure that he coasts a couple of times up and down the court, maybe 2 times on the defensive end or on the offensive end. All right, he's more of a facilitator and a decoy, but defense he's good. He's gonna have to do that. But to me that's coaching, because if they do, and if the coach goes to him and says, "I need you to do this," he can't fight it. He's got to say, "You know what? All right, coach." To say, now I can go all out for the last 8.5, 9 minutes of the game. He's got to be receptive to that too. That's the young guy thinking they're young, dumb, and just full of boundless energy. It doesn't work that way. You will get tired eventually, because we saw him walking up in the last game, and he's the last dude up the court, just walking and breathing heavy. I was like, man, dude, you look like an 80-year-old man. But that's because he was running up and down the court on both ends. So I think it's dual, and they both sides have to understand, because if they do, then I think Minnesota has it. So talk to me about tonight. What do you think tonight? Can Minnesota stave off losing their first 2? They already lost home court, but can they stave off and salvage a victory before they head back to Dallas?
Yeah, look at the victory tonight. I expect Anthony Edwards to come out with a vengeance. You called for the matchup against Kyrie Irving. Now you know what that looks like. So it's time for you to respond back. And what other great way to do it than to do it on the game 2 of your home floor? That's necessary in a situation where your team needs to have this win. Because it's going to be hard to go back to Dallas and win 2 straight. It's going to be hard to do that knowing you got Luka and Kyrie back there. So I expect Anthony Edwards to respond. I expect Karl-Anthony Towns to play better. I would like to see Karl-Anthony Towns be more in the post instead of shooting 9, 10, 11 threes, even though he's one of the best shooting big men in the league. He has mismatches in the post. You got to take advantage of those. And I want him to do that, because him doing that and him playing better gives the Wolves that much more of a better chance to win. And Anthony Edwards has been emphatic about that. So I do expect them to play better, especially offensively. And Minnesota's going to get this win. It may be close, but Minnesota's going to get the job done.
Josh, great stuff, Papa. I appreciate it. Do me a favor. Let everyone know where they can find you online.
Instagram, Twitter at Josh M. Hicks Media. Got a lot of stuff coming your way.
Dude, great stuff, man. It's going to be one heck of a game tonight. I'm excited to watch it, sit back, probably sit on the patio, watch it with a cigar, a little drinky drink, and just chill, man. Just chill.
That's the best way to do it.
You have a good weekend, a good Memorial Day weekend, and we'll talk soon, all right?
All right. Same back to you, man.
Thank you. Guys, that's Josh Hicks, our guy Josh Hicks, talking NBA playoffs, and they're getting good, baby. They're getting good. And I'm fired up about it. Well, let's take a quick break, because on the other side of the break, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little Bears football. Bears are at OTAs. They just wrapped up OTAs yesterday. And, yeah, we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about that a lot. All right, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Yeah, hello. I'm really not sure if this is what you all do, but I really don't have anywhere else to turn.
Hi. I don't even know why I'm calling right now. I'm sorry. My thoughts are going a mile a minute.
My kids are out of state. My buddies from the Army are all gone now. I'm really alone.
I left the service last year. My mom just passed away a few months ago. I miss so much time with her. I keep getting calls about the bills, and I'm trying to get a job, but I feel so stuck.
Okay, ma'am. I'm glad you called.
Okay, sir. Let's stay on the line and walk through some things.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We're looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Every day we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Well, Williams, nice short corner shot for Elizabeth Williams.
With two-way type players, not a blockbuster player, but they're really excited about that too.
Mabry splits the defense, wiggles her way in.
Yeah, she's not happy about the no call there, but
and it leads to Chicago points by Onyenwere. She now has 10.
Some chippies.
Hard to come by. Meantime, Allen knocks that one down. Evans faces up, turns the corner high off the glass.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the Marquee Network. That was the Sky yesterday with a big win, 90-81 over the New York Liberty, undefeated New York Liberty. Big win for the young ladies, for the women over there. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh man, so got some other people in the chat. He's like, anyone need cigars? The Dominicans? Yeah. I'm down, baby. I am down. Louise, I am down. See, Bruja 7 joined us. Good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. AC Adam joined us. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. You know, we're going to talk a little bit about this Bears team. All right. Yesterday they had the final OTA practice of this set. Okay. And Caleb had a bad day. All right. You know, there's a lot of people. Here's the thing. You know, most people, we don't have a problem. We understand the learning curve. Okay. But it's just the during the Civil War. All right, it was the disrespect that faction came with toward everybody else, toward Justin Fields, towards everybody, and it was uncalled for toward the people who believed in Justin Fields and wanted Justin Fields. I think that was the biggest issue, is the disrespect that they had toward Justin Fields and the people who supported him. So many of many of the people who wanted Justin Fields to stay, okay, they felt a certain way. Okay, and it's not that they want Caleb to fail. They don't, because we're Bear fans. Okay, but it's easy to talk stuff because that was the guy that we wanted. That's the guy that we had. That's the guy that we drafted and unfortunately didn't develop. And they're saying, well, man, we could have just kept that, that if he's having problems. Here's the one thing. All right, they didn't keep him. Okay, I think it was the best situation for him to go to. You heard him the other day talk about it, saying, hey, shout out to Poles for getting me here. They also asked him, Jason Leisure, was out there the other day, and Jason Leisure from the Sun-Times, said, do you think that the Bears did everything to help you develop? And he's like, well, we're not going to develop on the past. We're not going to dwell on the past. In other words, hell no, they didn't. Because if they did, he would have said, yeah, they helped me develop. You answer the question by not answering the question, by avoiding the question. Okay? So when you see this, and everyone talks about he's the best prospect, Caleb is the best prospect in 20 years, he's generational, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Well, when you have days like this, and some people are going to have an issue with it. They're going to take their shots. I hope they're still Bears fans, and I hope the shots that they take aren't at Caleb, but they're at the Caleb cult that was very disrespectful and rude to other people who didn't see it the way they did. Okay. I said it before. I wanted Justin to stay. I think Justin is the best person to have led this team. All right. Ryan Poles didn't agree. Okay. The contract, the whole bunch of thing, but I'm still a Bears fan. And I'm rooting for Caleb because I want my Bears to do well. All right. And again, for those of you who don't know, Caleb's talent has never been in question. Ever been in question. Okay. It's never been in question. It was other things. It was off the field. Okay. But he's here now. He's here. And we have to rock with who's leading us. And he's leading us. Okay. He had a rough day yesterday, and I'm glad he had a rough day. Okay. I am ecstatic that he had a rough day, because you know what? If he threw all over our defense, I'd have a problem with that. If a rookie can come in without Velus Jones, without Keenan Allen, and throw all over our defense, I'd have a problem. You want this defense to be ahead of the offense. The defense going into the same scheme, third year in a row. All right? Eberflus calling the plays. We already know what dogs that secondary is. The second and third levels, the linebackers and DBs, man, we know what kind of players they are. We got 2 studs now at corner. 3. Our 3 corners could be the best cornerback trio in football. Could be. They're definitely top 5. Might be top 3. Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon. Those 3 guys are excellent. Not to mention Jaquan Brisker. All right, and Kevin Byard. Kevin Byard was a Pro Bowler. We replaced one Pro Bowler, Eddie Jackson, with another Pro Bowler in Kevin Byard. Along with the linebacking core, yeah, that's one hell of a back 7. That's one of the best second and third levels in the game. I'm glad they gave him fits. I'm glad they gave him the flux. I'm glad he was confused. I'm glad he had a lot of incompletions. I'm glad because now he gets to learn. Because if you're able to throw against our defense, especially the way they finished the end of the year last year, the last 6 games, that was the number 1 defense in the NFL. This is how you learn. I am all for Caleb Williams not being successful early against our defense. I need him to fail. I need him to learn. I need him to understand, because once you get comfortable throwing against our defense, guess what? Other defenses, he'll be comfortable throwing against them. It's a learning curve. Remember when Justin Fields said, "Oh, the speed it's not that much different." Yeah, he got his ass whooped. Well, Caleb, you're not going up against Utah State. No. Not going up against Fresno State. UC Fullerton, you're not. This is the best of the best. And he had a good day on Tuesday, and the defense got his ass yesterday. And you know what? I'm ecstatic about it. Iron sharpens iron. They are built. He is learning against one of the best defenses in the league, one of the best defensive play callers in the league. And I love it. I'm all for it. This is what's to be expected. This is definitely what's to be expected. And I'm okay with it. Remember, I talked about it. I talked about this exact thing. I said, well, he's going up against rookies in the rookie mini camp. Of course, he's going to look good. And everyone's, oh, there's a dime here, a dime there. Guys, you got to stop the excitement, the exaggeration. The one where he's rolling left, throws right to Gerald Everett. I got his name right. Gerald Everett, he jumps up and gets it. DB pushes him. I don't know if he pushed him out of bounds, but Gerald Everett kept running anyway. Like, it's a dime. Like, no, it's not a dime. It's a good pass. Get it to him when he's running. Get it to him when he's running. Because believe me, that cult was very, very critical on the previous quarterback when he didn't hit someone in stride. Oh, this guy gets him in stride. The anticipation throws are great. Okay, he's got to do it. And guess what? He's not playing last year. He has to adjust. And what better way to adjust than against this Bears defense? And Kevin Byard, they talked about it. You know, they're lifting him up while they're beating his ass. Literally. You know, in the Sun-Times, in an article, Patrick Finley, you know, he said safety Kevin Byard and other members of the defense are making sure to build Williams up even as they hound him in practice. You know, DJ Moore said with him, you just have to know the growing pains are going to be there for a rookie. You've got to, you've got to learn a lot and a lot to accomplish in such a short amount of time. You know, Kevin Byard said, you have a returning top 15, top 10, obviously going a younger rookie quarterback who's getting acclimated and learning things. That's what it's supposed to look like. Yep. But he also said the offense kind of got after us a little bit. He said Williams was making some really good throws. So again, iron sharpens iron. It's a definite period. Yeah, it's just the negativity without any positivity. That's what gets me. And you know what? And some people are saying that just because they're pissy. And I get it. I understand. But like that, like what I like, if someone came in and didn't understand or didn't hear me, they think, oh, you're just being negative. They didn't hear the end of it, like where I said it was good for him, and it's not negative, it's positive. But there are a lot of people who just want to throw stuff out like, oh, look, see Caleb. We all knew he was going to struggle. We all knew he's going to have these days. But what the Bears did, the opportunity that the Bears have to play in the Hall of Fame game, which allows them to get back to practice early. All right. Caleb's exposure to the playbook and a lot of the things in Shane Waldron's playbook early because they knew they were drafting him. And Caleb's quarterback coach is friends with Shane Waldron. All these things are what's going to get this done, get the confidence in Caleb a lot sooner than most. A lot sooner than most. And the thing that all Caleb has to do is understand it's part of the process. And if he understands it, if he has that Kobe mentality where I win or I learn, one or the other, but I never lose. Yesterday was one hell of a lesson. Now can he use it? Now can he do better? So next OTAs, how do they do? How does he do? All right, he'll have Keenan Allen, he'll have Velus Jones, his lineman will be there. I mean, it's 7-on-7, so you don't really doesn't really matter about the lineman. That's probably why we weren't there. But I digress. You know, I like what I'm seeing from this kid. I really do. Again, his question was never in talent. That was his talent was never the question. His talent was never in question. Rome Odunze's injury doesn't bother me. You know, many people are saying, oh, because he sat out the last day or two. He had hamstring tightness. Okay, that's fine. Definitely you don't play him or practice him with that. You don't want it lingering into the next OTAs and mini camp. No, you don't want that. So the fact that he sat out and didn't do much, I'm cool with. I am more than okay with that. All right, get some electric stimulation, get some someone roll it out with a it's not a foam roller, but it's a roller that you can have. And trust me, you have people there. They have physical therapists there that'll roll you out. Okay, get a rolling pin and just roll out and knead your muscles. It's sore as a mother hubbard, but it helps. Stretching, electric stimulation, ice and heat, all that stuff. I'm more than okay with them not having him practice the last 2 days. Okay, I'm cool with it. I'm not concerned with it at all. I wasn't even thinking about Kevin White until I read about it somewhere. Someone's like, "Oh, it's like Kevin White." I'm like, "No, it's not like Kevin White." All right, it happens. Just got to monitor it. Okay. He's got to monitor it. That's all. Okay. So when he comes back next time, he should be a full go. It'll take a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, maybe. He said it's a head tightness. It wasn't aggravated. He didn't strain it. You know. King Booker World, I agree. Stop with the you know what I mean? Like, come on. It's just the PTSD that Bears fans have. And this guy, it makes everybody so negative usually. You know, it makes Bears fans negative. It's easier to be negative. But just stop. This is a different regime. This is a different. And they're doing things differently. Okay? They're doing things differently. So Kevin White had knee problems. Yeah. I'm not worried about Rome. Matter of fact, I'm really excited about Rome. Okay, I've stated my reasons I've stated before, but I'll state them again. Rome Odunze is going to get the team's third best cornerback at best. Third best cornerback. Third best. He's gotten the team's top cornerback every game for the last couple of seasons. The top cornerback every game. So, yes, if you're playing a Utah State, the top cornerback might not be the top cornerback at a USC or at a Stanford or at a Washington. When you're playing at USC, Stanford, or Washington, you get their top cornerback. Now you're looking at guys who are going to be in the league. We got to work dinners. I got to cut it early. Thank you, Shawn. Thank you, Chad. Everyone have a fantastic Memorial Day weekend. Bear down plank. Have a great dinner. Go get it ready. All right. And make sure you spend time with your loved ones. Okay. Yeah, negativity is what the media thrives on nowadays. Yeah, they're doing it for clicks. They're doing it for reads and whatever. It's just don't be so dramatic about it. But I get it. They got papers to sell. They got whatever. And they have a rabid fan base that feeds into that. And I had someone text me yesterday. Oh, Caleb struggled. What do you think? Because he's a rookie. I think he's going through what every rookie quarterback goes through. His might even be more difficult because he's going up against one of the best defenses in the NFL every day of practice, which is going to help him. Going to help him big time. You know, I don't understand the voluntary and involuntary. I mean, I understand what voluntary means. I don't understand why they have voluntary and then non-voluntary mandatory OTAs. Like, why wouldn't you? And why aren't you at the facility? See, if I'm a player, one of the ways I can make sure. So they don't want to give me a lot of guaranteed money. Okay, no problem. How can I get some more money? Oh, give me a workout bonus. By workout bonus, I have to be I have to work out at Hal's Hall. I have to be there, X amount of days. Just say 35 out of 45 days or whatever. Stay here. Stay here. Stay here, work out, get another $250,000, $500,000 for working out here. I don't understand why guys don't do that. Everybody wants to go back to Miami or or Texas or California, and okay, I get it. The weather's usually warmer, but man, there's a lot of different ways you can make money, and I'd rather have the guys here in the off season. I'd rather have them in here in the off season. Just saying. Some people like to go away. California, like I said, Florida, Texas, Arizona. I'd rather have the guys here. So, I don't know. This wide receiver room is going to be interesting. I still think DJ Moore is wide receiver 1. I think Keenan Allen will be a wide receiver 1B. And I think they're going to work in tandem. When you go zone, Keenan Allen will eat. He's a phenomenal route runner. Has an uncanny ability to find soft spots in the zone. Okay? Which means Caleb's got to be on his P's and Q's. He's got to understand what coverage the defense is in. But he's also got to understand where the soft spots are. Because one of the things that I'm wondering, is it going to be a situation where Keenan's going to say, hey, listen, when you see it's cover 3 or cover 2 or this, I'm going to sit here in this soft area, regardless of the route. Okay? Regardless of the route, I think I'm just going to sit here because they're most likely looking at our route combos and they say, okay, when they run this and Shane Waldron's offense, my position or my guy or my is going to run to this spot. I want to be, maybe he's going to be a little more flexible. And they have to get on the same page with that. They have to be on the same page. Keenan Allen's going to be awesome. And if that's the case, if they can find that symmetry, if they can find that chemistry, if they can find that understanding. Whoa. You don't want to play zone? We're going to go man. Oh, we got a guy who's phenomenal against man. That's DJ Moore. So now you see why I am ecstatic about this season. The wide receivers that Ryan Poles had, and then Roma Dudze can run it all. Great route runner. Great in contested catches. Great versus man-to-man. Great route runners, and he's another one who finds soft spots in his zone. This guy's going to be a complete wide receiver. A complete wide receiver. The third wide receiver taken off the board. Listen, and you're thinking, oh, he's the third best. Well, yeah, this year. Had he come out any other year, had he come out the year before, or had he come out this in 25, he would probably be the number one receiver off the board. That's how talented this young man is. Cornelius, yes, that's exactly what Kansas City does. Mahomes and Kelsey. Exactly what they do. All right? Exactly what they do. But they've been playing together for what, 5 years, 6 years? So they understand you. And here's the thing: you can't guard it because you look at the routes. You say, okay, well, he ran a 7-yard hook. Well, his route might have been an over, or his route might have been a dig, and he just saw the soft spot and ran to it and turned around. So now, if you see that and you study that, you're like, okay, his soft spot's going here. Okay, but now he doesn't go to that spot because it's not soft anymore. There's a defender. But that's just being on the same page. Will Keenan Allen and Caleb Williams get to that point? We're going to find out. I don't know. We're going to find out. But that's what you want. Not to mention your tight ends. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I can't wait. Like I said, week 10, when they're done with the Patriots, I think. Let me double check. Excuse me. When they're done with the Patriots. Here we go. Week 10. When they're done with the Patriots, training wheels should be off. Training wheels should be off. You have 9 games under your belt, a bye in there to heal up, have more learning. We hit week 11. We get that stretch of the division. We hit the ground running. Green Bay, Minnesota, Detroit. Then you get San Fran, Minnesota, Detroit, Seattle, and Green Bay. This, I can't stress it enough how excited I am at how the Bears offseason has played out. With help from the NFL, with the schedule, with the help from the NFL, getting him in the Hall of Fame game, which means they're allowed to practice earlier than most teams. And the crazy part, they're playing the Houston Texans in the Hall of Fame game, and then they get to face them again in week 2. Now, obviously, I don't think they're going to throw a lot or show a lot in the Hall of Fame game, but you'll get an idea. You'll get an idea. And you'll face them a couple weeks later in week number 2 in Houston. So what games are you concerned about? I think we have a good chance to lose to the Texans. Maybe LA. But the Colts, I don't see it. Panthers, I don't see it. Jaguars, I don't see it. After the bye, the Washington Commanders, I don't see it. The Cardinals, I don't see it. The Patriots, I don't see it. That's 8-1 or 7-2 in my eyes. In my eyes, I could be wrong, but I see them 8-1 or 7-2, maybe even 9-0. That's still on the table. You have a good game against Houston because it's their second game as well. Let me tell you something. If this team goes 9-0, if this team goes in, finishes week 10 9-0, this place is going. Chicago's going to be bedlam. 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 If you thought you couldn't handle the annoying Caleb Cole before, oh my goodness. Caleb's this, Caleb's that, Caleb's this, Caleb's that. And that young man is extremely talented. But they have done a great job of providing him with weapons. And the most important piece of that puzzle is the veteran play caller. That's the most important piece of this puzzle. We haven't even talked about the running backs. I'm excited for them too. Because everybody's looking at the wide receiver core. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, even tight ends. What about that run game? DeAndre Swift is 5'8", 5'9". He can tote the rock between the tackles. He can tote the rock between the tackles. He can get to the outside. He's extremely, extremely explosive. And if you're just sitting back late in the cut waiting for passes to be thrown, you're going to get gashed with runs that are being run. You're going to be gashed with DeAndre Swift, Khalil Herbert, Roschon Johnson. That is going to be, and again, this is why the hats go off. A tip of the cap goes to Ryan Poles. You built this team up so well. I think they're going to go get a running back. They did. $8 million a year. They gave him 3 for 24. Okay. How well does Shane Waldron teach? How well does he adapt his system to Caleb? That's going to be the key. This defense, on the other hand, is something I'm extremely excited about as well. We talked about the back seven. I talked about the 3 cornerbacks who were probably the best trio of cornerbacks in the league. No less than top 3. No less. Three cornerbacks that damn good. It's going to make it hard. You know, everyone's talking about we need a guy opposite Montez Sweat. We need a guy opposite Montez Sweat. Okay, I hear you. But I don't know. I've stated before, I think Coach Eric Washington is going to have a huge impact on a defensive line. Huge. I really anticipate these young men having great seasons because of Coach Washington, which means Gervon Dexter takes a step forward, Zach Pickens takes a step forward, Montez Sweat takes a step forward. I think that they are going to be the biggest the most improved group because of Coach Washington, because of him. And if they do decide to add a veteran pass rusher, they get to get coached by Coach Washington as well. That's what I'm talking about. We can never, ever, ever forget that coaching matters. Can never forget that. And with the reputation that Coach Washington has, these boys are going to eat. These boys are coming after the quarterback. They are not playing. Bro, I'm totally fine with the rest of the planet forgetting about the run game. It'll be like a southpaw uppercut. Bruja. Yeah, defense going to feed. Eberflus has got his guys ready and willing to run through a brick wall for him. You add Coach Washington's influence on the defensive line. I'm anxious to see how many interceptions we get because of a disruption to the quarterback. I can't wait to see. I want to track those because of the pressure to the quarterback that was picked. That's what I want to do. Keep the count. See how many times the D-line affects an interception or causes an interception. That'd be dope. That'd be dope. That would be dope. What if Montez Sweat goes down? What if he goes down? Then we're in a pickle. Then the Bears are in a pickle because who can replace him? You can't. Bing, round one. Who can replace him? He is everything they promised and more. What do you guys see? Give me put it up on the screen. Put it in the chat. After the first 10 games, 10 weeks, 9 games, what is your record? What is your record for the Bears? Because listen, I'm not trying to be a homer. Okay? Don't. Well, yeah, then because you had me on the team. Was I the league MVP that year? I think I might have been. I might have been junior because I don't remember. But I digress. Guys, I'm having a tough time. Oh, Chris, give me the first 9 games. So after week 10, after they play the Patriots, what do you think their record will be? So give me the first 9 games. All right. I want to see what you guys think because of the schedule. First 9 games. Tennessee, Houston, Indy, LA, Carolina, Jacksonville. Bye. Washington, Phoenix, New England. Down is it? 98? I was the most MVP. Not the year we won the national championship. All right. I'm telling you, I am struggling to find 3 losses in those first 9 games. I have to convince myself there's 2 losses. I'm saying Houston and LA. Houston, maybe. LA, maybe. Those are the only 2. I don't think Jacksonville has it. That would be my third loss. Even if it is 6-4 or 6-3. So Junior said 8-1. Luis 5-4. Chris 7-2. Okay. Yeah, Chris, I'm more along your lines. No, I missed 4 or 5 weeks. No, 3 to 5 weeks. Remember, because I had the that was the only surgery I've ever had playing football. I have a meniscus tear. But I only missed the 2 games, because we had a bye, another team had, and then we had a couple forfeits, I believe. But anyway. Yeah, Houston and LA. Those are the games, Chris. Those are the only ones I really think are, if I had to say, I mean, like I said, I'm trying to find a third loss. I'll say, okay, maybe Jaguars because it's in London and blah, 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 blah. Okay. They are tough in London. But then that could negate our win over LA. A win over LA week 4 could negate the loss to the Jaguars. Like I'm trying to find Luis. No, I hear you. Let's see how they gel early. Well, let's not remember, or let's not forget, most of the offense is back. All right, you got the offensive line, which they're intact. That's huge. Got the running backs intact, although one's a new running back, which I don't think that's a big deal. You added Keenan Allen and Rome Odunze. And obviously the quarterback. The signal caller, yeah. We got to see how they come out, which is why I was ecstatic. Thank you, NFL, because they gave the Bears a schedule for that first 9 games, 10 weeks. That is very, very, very winnable. Like if you gave us if you gave us the Packers week 1, San Fran week 2, Minnesota week 3, that's a gauntlet coming out. Or Houston Texans week 3, whatever. That's a gauntlet coming out. But you gave us an easier schedule. The Bears have the 3rd easiest schedule based on opponents' 1-loss records from 2023. The 3rd easiest schedule in the NFL. So now, this is why I'm getting excited. This is why I say I'm really, really excited. Cornelius, you're 6-3 as well, but I ecstatic 7-2. Yeah. And just think, the reason I said just the first 9, then you got 8 left. I could easily see a split of the final 4 games. Easily. Okay? I could easily see a split. Green Bay at home, okay, you win. Maybe you're rolling because you beat Washington, Phoenix, New England, you get Green Bay. Minnesota. Maybe you lose at Detroit. I think you definitely lose at San Fran. You might probably going to lose at Minnesota. Detroit's at home, so I think we can take that one. Seattle win. Green Bay loss. So Green Bay loss. San Fran loss. A Vikings loss. Green Bay, San Fran, the Vikings. Seahawks? Do they lose the Seahawks? That's 4. You start off 7-2. That's 11-6. You start off 8-1. That's 12-5. God forbid you start off with 9-0 and you split the last 8, that's 13-4. I only say that because going undefeated is on the table. I don't think it'll happen, but it's still viable. And here's where you get to work out all the kinks. Here's where you get to work out where all your mistakes won't come back and hurt you, or most of your mistakes won't come back to hurt you, because they're still NFL players. Let's keep it real. Most of your mistakes will not come back and hurt you. Okay? Once you get in that later part of that schedule, and Green Bay's and the Minnesotas and the San Frans, yeah, your mistakes, yeah, they will be exploited big time. That particular part of the season should be smaller in number, so teams have less of a chance to exploit your mistakes because there are a lot less mistakes. I like it. I like it. They've given the Bears every opportunity, and I am all for it. I love it. Oh, you think they sweep the Vikings? Okay, and that's possible. I mean, you got, who's a kid from Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy. I think J.J. McCarthy starts. I think he starts both games that we play, because we don't play J.J. I mean, we don't play them until week 12 and week 15. I think J.J. McCarthy's starting at that particular point. And I'm telling you, be leery. J.J. McCarthy is going to have a much better career than you think. He's going to be a hell of a lot better in the pros than he was in college. Just watch. It's a feeling I have. Just a feeling that I have. But yeah, we sweep the Vikings. What do you? So what's your overall record, guys? I had a couple people. Cornelius said 10-7. No, that's right, 17. Junior said 10-7. Chris Payne said 10-7. What does everyone else think? What do you think their final record is? If they come out with 10 wins, I'm happy. I was saying I need double-digit wins this year. Double-digit wins this year. +10. You give me 10, I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. And here's where the defense, here's where the practice starts early, because not only is the offense getting to practice early, guess who else is practicing early? The defense. The defense. You got 9 games where you can impose your will. Junior said, I don't think he's going to be good. McCarthy, do you don't think J.J. McCarthy's going to be good? Okay. Well, I guess we'll both get a bucket of popcorn and watch over the next couple of years. Junior's changing my mind, 11-6. Okay. Patty, 11-6. Okay. Okay. Do I dare say 12-5? Because here's the look at the way that the schedule's set up. It's kind of weird. All right. Except for the first game and the last game. You're on the road or at home more than every single time. It's more than one game. So after the week 1, you're on the road 2 weeks in a row. 4, you're on the road 2 and 3. You're at home 4, 5, 6. Although 6 is in London, it's technically a home game for the Bears, but nonetheless. Then 8 and 9 coming out of the bye on the road. Then 3 at home. Pats, Green Bay, Vikings. Then 3 on the road. Detroit, San Fran, Vikings. Then 2 A double. The Lions and the Seahawks in the last game. So I just thought that's kind of weird. 3 home games, 2 a road. 3 home games, 3 road games, 2 home. It's weird because, and here's why. It was 2 years ago. Maybe it's 2 years ago that the Bears never played 2 games in a row at home or 2 games in a row or 2 games in a row on the road. It was home away, home away, home away, home away for the entire season. Thought that was weird. But I'm a big fan of this schedule. I'm a big fan of what's happening. And, you know, from all reports, Caleb has been nothing but humble, which is great. You know, like he told us, he says, my ears are open and my mouth is shut. If that's the mentality, he has going into this season. Because again, guys, his talent was never the question. My ears are open and my mouth is shut. That's awesome. As a leader, as a young leader, yes, that's what you want. Because there's going to come a point in time where he is familiar and comfortable in this offense. It's going to come a point in time when he is comfortable and familiar with that offense. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. AC, you are out of freaking control. Oh, man. You're out of control, AC. You are crazy. Your claws haven't grown in yet, but this is... Oh, what happened? I thought we did that. That's funny, AC. That's funny. Oh, I did it for yesterday's show. Yeah. But here's a shot of here's a shot from yesterday. Lewis, we're being attacked by cicadas. Oh man. Here's some pics from yesterday. On the south side. South side. If you saw, I don't know if you did see it, all the rookies, the Bears rookies were at the Sox game. It's a picture of the rookies. And Roma Dunze and Caleb here, but Roma Dunze ends up throwing the first pitch. What's really funny is watching people throw. Now, let's not get it twisted. These guys are amazing athletes. But when they're doing something that's not their sport, it's interesting to see. It's pretty interesting to see. You know, Roma Dunze threw a little weird. I thought that was funny. I'm gonna check this, and I'll show you a little bit of it because I thought this was hilarious. And the way there you go. We're gonna check. This is the Bears yesterday at the cell. I'm sorry, guaranteed rate.
Ah!
Just a bit outside. Just a bit outside. You know, I thought that was pretty cool. Look, guys, that was pretty dope. That was pretty dope. Well, listen, guys, 2 hours has come and gone. I want to thank my guest, Josh Hicks, for coming on talking NBA playoffs with me. All right. Excellent. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Catch it tonight. Denver. I'm sorry, I said Denver. Dallas. Dallas and Minnesota. Roman's hurting. Toss it out. Yeah, I was a little annoyed by that too, Bruja. I was a little annoyed. Like, bring some gym shoes. Bring some damn gym shoes. You don't bring your house shoes on the mound. Come on, man. Kids nowadays don't play all sports like we did back in the day. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, Ruth? Shawn and everyone to stay safe this Memorial Day weekend. Please do. Please do. From everybody here at Sports Zone Chicago, Elliot Baez, our executive producer, Clarence Council, social media guy, and our co-host and Absentia Maya. Guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Okay. Guys, have a phenomenal weekend. Enjoy it. All right, there's baseball to watch if you're a baseball person. There's baseball to watch. There's basketball to watch if you're a basketball person. Okay, if you're a hockey person, there's hockey person. There's Chicago Sky action to watch. So have it a good, but most importantly, regardless of what you watch, spend it with your loved ones. Spend it with your friends. Spend it with your people. Okay, spend it with your people. All right. Before you go, make sure everybody hits that like button. All right. Make sure you share, you subscribe, and share this as well. Man, King Booker World says 4 accidents he's told already. Lord have mercy. Chris Pena, peace out, Papa. Appreciate it. Bruja, have a great weekend, America. Memorial Day. Remember what it's for. The memory of the people who fought for this country, for us to do what we do and live under the umbrella of freedom that they provided. So let's remember that. All right. Let's remember that. Let's make sure we get a barbecue. I'll find a barbecue somewhere this weekend. I'll do that. I'll do that. So let's get Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, 12:15, Lakina in Sydney. I'll be here. I'll be off Monday. All right, I will not be on. Shawn and Maya will not be on Monday. I will be hopefully partaking in some sleep and some barbecues. Okay, sleep and barbecue. But Luis, sending love and cicadas. Have a great weekend. Yeah, remember, it's what some gave their lives for us to have these freedoms that we live under. Okay, let's not forget that. All right, so for everyone here, and then this show will replay tonight at 6:00. So make sure that you check it out if you missed any portion of it. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Have a wonderful, wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I am out. Sports owners, I love you and I appreciate you.